Hey guys, I'm Mel from OhFast and I'm super excited to help you warm up for event number 2. So for this event, it's a lot of hip and shoulder dominant with the squats and the push-ups. So we're going to make sure we target both those areas very well. So the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to go into this lunge position. So I want everyone to go with the right leg down, left leg up. And what I want you to do is put your left hand right down by your side. Don't reach for your foot. Reach for the ground that's right beneath your hip. With your right hand up, I really want you to reach in the opposite direction. You should feel a nice stretch in through this lat, maybe a little bit into that hip flexor in the front of the hip, but I'm really targeting the lats for us. So continue to reach in both directions, and you're going to complete this on both sides. Do 2 sets of 20 seconds. Moving on to the lower body. So we're going to go into this 90-90 position. So I really want us to start with our right leg forward, left leg back, right? So what I want us to do is just to spill your hips forward, so kind of arch your lower back. You'll feel a little bit more of a stretch in that front leg. I want you to think about bringing your chest down. Hold this position. So as soon as you feel a nice tension or a nice stretch, hold that position. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now what I want us to do is with this right knee, I want you to drive your leg into the ground for 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now what I want you to do is, again, find a new range. Again, making sure that our back is staying nice and straight. Have a little bit of that pelvic tilt. Feel a nice stretch in that back, or in that front glute. Take a nice deep breath in and breathe it out. Allow your body to accept this position. Now we're going to contract again with our right knee driving into the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. So with this position, it's really important that you're able to master this small, minute contractions before we go in and squat. So now what I want you to do is sit nice and tall. So we're going to focus on this back leg now. Okay, so with this left leg, this leg staying on the ground, so our right leg staying on the ground, right foot stays on the ground. I want you to lift that left knee off of the ground. We're going to do that 2 sets of 8. After you did that, again, still focusing on this back leg, now we're going to focus on this back foot. I want you to bring that back foot to our front leg, making sure that this knee stays on the ground. Again, do a set of 8, making sure that we're able and that our hips are allowed or able to contract and move in these small, minute movements. Repeat that whole series of contracting, knee lift, foot lift on the other side. So our last one that is really going to target our pecs, because again, we're doing some push-ups or hand release push-ups depending on what division that you are in. So I want us to still be in this 90 position, so our shoulders are coming out at 90, hips are coming out at 90, knees are coming out at 90. Your knees are glued together, and they are glued to the ground or the mat beneath you. So I'm laying on my right side. So with my left hand on top, I'm going to rotate or trace a half moon rotation and come back to this position. So the most important thing is that I want you to try to keep your hand that is rotating on the ground at all times. You might notice when you're rotating that your knees will come apart or that they'll come off the ground. I don't want that, okay? So I really want you to learn how to dissociate or separate what the upper body is doing from the lower body. Again, do 2 sets of 8 laying on your right side, 2 sets of 8 laying on your left side, and you should be all warm for event number 2. Hope it goes well.
Okay, do me a favor. Can you do the first exercise again?
All right. right, so in workout 2, it's really pec dominant with the amount of push-ups or hand release push-ups that you were doing. Doesn't matter what category that you are in. So it's really important that we are gonna warm up or strengthen the muscles that are in the back before we go in and do a pec dominant exercise. So what I want us to do is that you're gonna lay on the ground and you're gonna have the hands behind your head. Really want you to focus and not arch your back. Your head's gonna go on the ground. I want you to think about bringing your belly button up to the ceiling. So your head's on the ground, elbows up off of the ground. And then you're gonna extend your hands and bring them behind your back. So it's like doing a snow angels. It's really important that your elbows stay nice and high. Don't get sloppy with it and keep your elbows low. It defeats the whole purpose of this exercise. Do 2 sets of 8 and you'll feel a nice stretch or burn in between our shoulder blades, warming up those lats, rhomboids, and middle traps.